Hi guys and welcome back to the latest update. I thought that we would do a podcast like this for the first time. The podcast we will be talking about Everton's 10-point deduction reduced to 6-point deduction, and also Everton's second PSR charge where Everton got 2 points taken off. And the reason behind all this is, can Everton Football Club stay up again in this relegation battle for survival for the third year for Everton Football Club again? In short supplies, yes, I've got belief that Sean Dyche's Everton side can stay up in the Premier League. The next couple of games are going to be massive for this football club's history over the last coming few months to come. But with Everton have only just had another point deduction for breaching PSR charges. Everton only got a 2-point deduction and possibly a transfer ban at the end of all that, but who knows. But as I said, it's going to be massive hardness on these players and the manager. It's going to be extremely hard. As I said, the fixtures coming up next are really difficult for Sean Dyche's Everton Toffees. As I said, it's going to be one of the club's hardest run of fixtures on record for a very long time. Everton's next fixtures, the hard they get. We're away against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on Monday the 15th of April. Then we're back home to Goodison Park to face Norwich on Sunday. Then after that, we're home again to Liverpool in the Merseyside derby and Brentford. Two massive results we need to get at Goodison Park for Premier League survival. I doubt we'll get anything against Liverpool at Goodison Park, but Chelsea, Forest and the likes of Brentford are the most important home games of the season, especially Forest and Brentford, and let's hope Everton could come with a massive result of 3 points. Then after that, we're away to Luton Town on the 3rd of May, away at Luton. Then we're back home for the second to last game of the season at Goodison Park, where Everton will face Sheffield United the 11th of May, and it's a 3 o'clock kick-off. And what a massive time for Everton Football Club to face all these teams. It's going to be exceptionally hard, but as I said, they're the next fixtures Everton have got for Premier League survival will come. We've also Everton breaching PSR charges, and that was announced that Everton will be deducted 2 points for breaching PSR charges yesterday. And yes, if we're going to start winning games and picking up results, then we can't rely on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Everyone needs to score in the team, or people need to help each other out and get the goals scored. But as I said in the video, in this podcast, it's going to be difficult for Sean Dyche's Toffees. Yes, it's going to be absolute hardness for Sean Dyche's Toffees this season more than last season and the season before. It's because of the point deduction and the way the club is in the mess. We've had one game win this year against Burnley at Goodison Park, so let's hope that we can get another win on our belts against Chelsea. because we need all the pointers we can get between now and the end of the season, especially when Forest are now scoring and Luton are starting to win games. And we need to look at scoring more goals, as I said. But as a result, as I have said during this podcast, that the next couple of months are huge for Everton Football Club. The mess we're in, we've got new owners, because Michele doesn't want to be a part of the football club. We can't afford for Masters to be any more corrupt, or the Premier League, because literally they do get us fans scared. The way we haven't won a game for I don't know how long is beyond me. Is literally beyond how scary that is, that we haven't. And this is how the PSR charge took place yesterday. And also how corrupt Masters and the Premier League are. The CEO of the Premier League, Richard Masters, how corrupt he is. But here's what Sky Sports said about Everton's PSR charge when they broke the news with the Premier League yesterday.
We'll start with Everton though, and their second points deduction this season. They were docked another 2 points for breaching the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules.
Former Everton and current Luton winger Andros Townsend claims the current financial rules make a mockery of the Premier League due to the uncertainty it's created at the bottom of the table.
Well, an independent commission found Everton breached the allowed losses of £105 million by £16.6 million for the 3-year period to 2022-23. Everton have already had a 10-point deduction reduced to 6 on appeal in February for the 3-year period to 2021-22, and they plan to contest the latest punishment too.
This is how the latest Premier League table looks then. Everton dropping down to 16th and are now just 2 points above Luton and the relegation zone.
So let's break down the latest developments then. For this breach, the Premier League wanted Everton to be docked 5 points. The Commission accepted Everton's mitigation and eventually had...
Just proves how corrupt the Premier League are. They wanted Everton to have a 5-point penalty. So that just proves right now that Richard Masters is corrupt as fuck, as well as the Premier League. Absolutely corrupt and horrible to Everton Football Club. So Masters is a clown, is an absolute donkey stupid little clown of a CEO of the Premier League. Him, the referees, the law, the whole Premier League are just corrupt and horrible bastards. Sorry about my language on this podcast, but they are absolute horrible scumbags, the lot of them.
Them a 2-point deduction. Now, this is the 4th separate commission to rule on PSR cases this season. Everton were docked 10 points earlier in the season, then a separate panel reduced that to 6 on appeal. Another commission docked 4 points from Nottingham Forest, and Everton have questioned the consistency of these processes. The backstop date for any appeals to be heard is the 24th of May, 5 days after the season finishes, so it may be uncertain who'll be relegated, whatever happens on the final day. On top of this, Everton and the Premier League remain in dispute over costs related to the new stadium. This same commission will meet at a later date and could issue another punishment to Everton, though that is likely to be after this season.
So it adds further uncertainty, doesn't it, to those at the bottom of the table. Luton's Andros Townsend has been hugely critical of the way that it's been handled. He told the BBC, "We don't know what's going to happen with the appeals. We were probably celebrating when Everton got 10 points taken off them. And then they got 4 given back and we're in the relegation zone. So we take out the deductions to take away the confusion and we will see at the end of the season." He goes on to say, "I think it makes a mockery of the Premier League. When you announce the charge, you have to be certain of the points deduction."
Everton said, "Look, guys, we've already been punished for 2 of these 3 seasons previously. We got a 6-point deduction." They then said it would be wrong to then incur further points deduction in this case. And that led to the Commission reducing the punishment by 50%. There was 2 other arguments for mitigation which Everton raised. One was that they were unlucky because they lost around 20 million in sponsorship revenue as a result of Russia invading Ukraine, which led to Everton suspending their sponsorship agreement with USM. The other kind of credit that was given to Everton, as Nottingham Forest argued, was that they admitted this breach at the earliest possible opportunity. And what the Commission did is they took all those things together and they said, overall, we think that a fair sanction is 2 points.
I think it's absolute chaos. It's a complete farce, to my mind, how things are working out at the moment in terms of the PSR rules. I predicate any answer I give with the fact that it's also ridiculous that clubs run up these debts in the first place, but also the clubs did vote for these rules. However, in saying that,
I just believe that it's insane that we don't even know who runs our club, never mind the point deduction. But as I said, it's just corrupt by masters, the Premier League, the whole scumbag crew, and Macheri too.
the rules just simply aren't working.
So I really don't know.
One thing we're supposed to be having this season is to fast track everything so they're dealt with in the campaign. Straight away, we find out that Everton are facing a third charge, which will not be dealt with this season. So we have the prospect of them going into the next campaign.
So that's it for the first podcast. I hope you like it. Leave your comments on what you think about this podcast. Share it, like the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more great videos, join me tomorrow or Thursday for your match preview. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.